I don't understand, and I want you to help me. The people who get upset at the opposite sex collaborations are beyond my comprehension, and I know a lot of it has to do with idol culture. Do you get upset when an actress is on screen with a guy in one movie, then on screen with another guy in a different movie? If you don't watch movies, do you get upset at anime when this happens too? It's almost the same thing. People are acting as characters and act like they're in a relationship of some kind. If you somehow only watch yuri or yaoi bait anime with all girls or all guys, I'm impressed. Physical idols sometimes have to get approval from their talent company before they start dating to protect both the fans and the talent from social obligations during meet and greets, and if someone happens to find a way to socialize with them outside their stage space. It lets the talent reject anyone who asks them to be a partner with a reason that's written in the contract to avoid angering a fan. It makes them what's considered accessible to fans in Japan, since the talents also can't have partners, meaning they can chat with the talent and not have to worry about a possible problematic situation involving the partner showing up on someone's doorstep to talk about the comments they may have made toward their oshi. Companies are catering to the parasocial culture because it gives them the most profits, and I'm not talking about the wedding rings, the situation voices, or the content they offer. They are siding with the viewers when outrage shows up in chat about a male being on stream, as an example. This also happens when a female shows up on stream. They're actively enabling the culture and the inability to separate fantasy from reality for some of these people. This leads to the other party who is trying to have a fun time while creating content being blamed for accepting a collaboration and on many occasions getting harassed for it. A lot of creators are there to have a good time and game. If they're going to develop a relationship with them, it won't be on stream in front of you 95% of the time. That issue, from my perception, is mostly for the groupthink culture of Japan. America's individualistic culture is almost immune to people dating while also talking to other members of the opposite sex. There are people who will get jealous of others. For the most part, it won't start a fight or get you harassed in public. Someone in a public setting would have to date accordingly and avoid those types of people. I know someone who made wholesome content with a jealous partner that tried to limit their ability to create content. Their partner, who wasn't a content creator, didn't like that they were putting themselves out there for others to enjoy as an entertainer and decided to call off the relationship. A simpler and common example of this is someone creating NSFW content and their partner doesn't like them acting intimate or sharing more suggestive sides about them to an audience that gets it for free or pays for it. If you have someone like this in your life, I would suggest you end the relationship since it will mentally harm you, they won't change overnight, and you'll find the right partner later. If you cannot separate fantasy from reality, I suggest you stop consuming that individual piece or the entire type of content involved. If you watch GFE content but forget the rated E for experience part and think they're your actual girlfriend, you might need to take a step back. If your first thought when you see a VTuber isn't "they're taken" or "I'm here to enjoy the content only," what are you watching for? I believe you shouldn't try to force someone into a box of content. If you don't like it, you don't have to support them. If they're not creating content you like, wait for it to come around and see if they do, or move on from it, especially if you're paying for that content. Many users leave Netflix and Disney Plus for not offering enough or changes in the policy. Why would it be any different for a VTuber or creator you support? Oh my god, no way this lined up. It's like a vending machine. If you put $3 in for a snack or drink, but it eats your cash, putting in more money won't fix the problem. You are only hurting yourself by putting more money into the machine. It's a voluntary action and doesn't require any external influence, other than a pretty item you saw. You can get angry at it all you want, but it doesn't care, and it doesn't have to care. The same goes for a content creator. You are not their boss. You are not in charge of them, you are not in charge of their content, and the payment is to support them so they can continue making the content you enjoy. Don't twist the content you enjoy part to say that makes you their boss if you're not liking it. It's to say that you enjoy the content because they're making it and hope to see more, much like watching YouTube videos. If you're already supporting them financially, you know where some of your money goes. It doesn't disappear into a hole, they use it for rent, mortgages, food, clothing, car payments, pet care, vacations, and medical bills. You want to make them happy. You want them to keep creating content. What's the difference if they're in a happy relationship? I never understood the concept of wanting others to suffer because you're suffering. It creates a cycle of hate where nobody would be a winner and the world is always out to get each other. There is content you're missing out on when you, the viewer, decide to limit the creator by actively sending negative comments. When they can experiment and try things beyond their bubble, greater things can be created. They'll try something as a test to see how people react before they decide to proceed or cancel a new style of content. There are many cases where this is okay to do, to let them know you dislike the change or don't feel it's on par with the rest of their work. Other times there's almost no reason for it. What I perceive as random hate that comes from a male and female sharing screen time and creating content in the same space is strange to me. Take, for example, Connor and Iron Mouse. Imagine if that was shut down from the start. Everyone loves to see them together, everyone wants them to be together, and their interactions offer a new form of content that they can't create by themselves or with the rest of the boys. This also happens with Kobo and Altair, having a brother-sister relationship, but not that one. If Hoshikawa Sara is collaborating with Kanae, the familial teasing is non-stop. Countless times it's been shown that there's more to enjoy when they can freely collaborate with others. I'd like to finish off stating that because I have a different view of this and think it benefits more people, that doesn't mean I think it should change. That is dependent on the people inside the culture and business to make that decision. I do, however, have one more question relating to parasocialism. Why do people in the community, members and moderators, think they're friends or partners of the streamer they're supporting? Sometimes it's not the streamer, but the streamer's mods or someone else in the mod team. As a moderator, you're a community member. You're volunteering to keep the community healthy, safe, and provide a fun environment for the streamer. Moderation isn't usually a paid job, and the streamer doesn't need to be your friend either, and in most cases, they are not. You are there to help the community because you want to help it. If you feel underappreciated or that they owe you something for everything you do, you should reevaluate your reasons of support. If the streamer adds a mod as a friend, it's more than likely to communicate when something urgent needs to be addressed in a quicker manner. I want people who comment to keep an open mind and be positive to those who are answering the questions. Challenge it, but don't make fun of them for it. Look for answers that might make sense to you. Sometimes there won't be an answer that makes sense to you, and you should accept that you won't ever see it the same way as them. It's okay not to agree with people. I'm mostly looking for personal experiences and what led to it since I understand most of the psychology behind it. I am actively asking because maybe there's something I'm still missing. Maybe you, as someone who's currently parasocial, have a point that I've not seen before. And I'm asking on here because I feel like it's the best way to find out once and for all how it's come to this and what you, personally, get out of it. Because sometimes that form of content can just be yours to enjoy. Thank you all for joining on this side of the universe, and I will catch you in the next world.